Stephen Woodrow is a young, successful entrepreneur running his own business in Boston, Massachusetts. He was quite well-to-do, had his own house, a nice car, and was simply enjoying his life. Recently, Stephen has been dating a beautiful young woman named Vivian. She was everything any man would want in a woman. She was smart, independent, entertaining, and gorgeous. The romance sparked almost instantly between them, and their relationship was progressing rather fast. The winter break was coming up, and on Stephen's insistence, he and Vivian were planning on a small vacation. So where are we going? I was thinking instead of somewhere big, let's go somewhere quiet and peaceful, where we can spend time together, just me and you. Sounds nice. I actually know the perfect place. I have an outhouse in Greenville, Maine. It's a beautiful small town, there's a big lake, it'll be fun. Vivian was excited for this small adventure. To this secluded town, it would be different. Early Saturday morning, the couple set out, and after a few hours of driving, they reached Stephen's outhouse in Greenville late in the afternoon. However, Vivian wasn't too delighted about their vacation anymore. She had thought they would go somewhere warm and nice, and instead, this place looked like a deserted small town, and the weather was near freezing. Wow, just love the fresh air here. Really, Steve? We came here for vacation? When you said isolation, I thought it would be only us, but there's literally nothing here. It's not as bad as you're thinking. Trust me, Viv, you'll love this place. I have a friend here who owns a restaurant by the lake. Let's go there for dinner tonight. It'll be fun there. All right. After dropping the things and freshening up, the couple took a small drive and reached an open restaurant by the lakeside. But it was absolutely empty. This is what you call fun? Are you sure this place isn't closed? It's actually very beautiful here in the summer. But in the winter, I'm guessing we'll have to buy sandwiches from a deli, if there is even one of those around here. As Stephen looked around trying to spot anyone, Vivian noticed a bridge that went only a distance above the lake and stopped. Steve, what kind of bridge is that? Don't really know, but it's always been there like that. Suddenly, they heard a voice from around the restaurant. It was Selena. Stephen? You? What a surprise! Selena, hi, Vivian watched as Stephen froze for a bit, just simply staring at the woman. He didn't move his gaze from her. This is my friend, Vivian. You mean girlfriend? Vivian awkwardly smiled at Selena. Hey. Just then, another man joined them, bringing in a bucket and placing it on the counter. Stephen, dude, seeing you after a long time. Yeah, man, was here in Maine, thought I'd drop by. And you brought a guest this time. Yeah, this is Vivian, my girlfriend. We thought we'd come on vacation here, spend a few days in peace and quiet. But is the restaurant closed? Well, business is good in the summer, but people don't really come in the off-season. So yeah, the restaurant is closed for winter. But Selena and I usually fish and fire up the grill back here. I hope you guys like salmon. You have to join us tonight. Sure, sounds great. Awesome. Why don't you and Jake start up the grill? And Vivian. Selena ushered Vivian to one of the tables and took out the fish. You think you can help me prepare the fish? Yeah, sure, Vivian said rather reluctantly as she took the knife from Selena. I'll grind up some spices while you're at it. Vivian took the knife and started poking the fish around. She actually didn't know how to do this, but what choice did she have? She was never listening to Steven again. Vivian pushed the knife into the fish when suddenly it slipped. Ouch! Celine dropped the lemon and hurried to check. What happened? I think I cut myself. Drops of blood splattered onto the board as Selena grabbed some tissues for Vivian. How did you get cut? The knife wasn't even sharp. Seeing what happened, Jay quickly ran towards the restaurant. You're more likely to have accidents with a blunt knife than a sharp one. Hold on, I'll get the first aid kit. As Jake got out the first aid kit and dressed Vivian, she watched as Steven and Selena got talking by the grill. They were laughing and smiling at each other. Steven didn't even bother checking up on her. Seeing the look on Vivian's face, Jake chuckled. I know how you might be feeling, but don't mind them. They've been childhood friends. Steven actually used to have a crush on her. That night, the four sat round about the table in the cold breeze of the lakeside as they had dinner. Later, they put on a bonfire. But Vivian simply sat there quietly as Steven and Selena talked. Last time you were here, the boat ride was nice. Maybe we can do that again. Yeah, save you from drowning in the lake again? Please, I was doing just fine, hero. Vivian felt like the third wheel. It was late around 10 that she had just about enough. Steven, I'm not feeling too great. Can we go home? Yeah, sure. Why do you look so upset? Is everything okay? Oh, so you finally remembered me? What are you talking about? Steven, why did you really bring me here? So we can have some alone time together. Out of all places, here where your crush that you are clearly still hung up on lives married to your friend. Why? So you can rub me on their face? It's not like that. We're just close friends. Close friends? How do you even know these people? I thought you grew up in Massachusetts. I can't remember. Oh, so now you can't remember. Maybe that's why you were flirting with her all night, right? Ignoring me. Don't think I'm stupid, Steven. Come on, Vivian, don't ruin the vacation. I'm not ruining anything. It's you. You ruined everything when you made it about her. This vacation was supposed to be about me and you. But you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. Steven was shocked seeing Vivian pack up. Viv, don't do this. We were supposed to stay for a week. We haven't even gone hunting or hiking in the woods. Right, so you can dwell in the past once more? No thank you. Vivian angrily continued to pack. Vivian, it's snowing out. The weather's only going to get worse throughout the night. How are we going to go? I don't care. I'm not staying here. Alright, fine. But please, at least let this night pass and tomorrow we'll drive back. Vivian gave Steven a harsh glance before she set up her alarm for early the next morning and laid down in bed. Babe, listen to me. Vivian turned the other way and closed her eyes, listening to the winds howl. Stephen too laid down and sighed. He soon fell asleep. But sometime into the night, as he shifted in bed, he realized Vivian wasn't beside him. Did she leave? Worried, Stephen quickly put on his jacket and took his gun before he stepped out. It was 2 a.m. Where could she go at this time? Stephen noticed a car parked in the driveway, so she couldn't have gone back. Vivian? Noticing footsteps in the snow behind the house, Stephen started following them. Vivian! It was snowing heavily out. Stephen trudged through the piercing winds when he suddenly spotted a figure. Vivian? Stephen was bewildered seeing her condition without any clothes, the temperature in the negatives. He immediately took off his jacket and ran to cover her. Vivian, what happened to you? She looked dazed. Stephen shook her. Vivian looked at him, suddenly confused. Stephen, where am I? How did I get here? I'm cold. Let's go inside. Stephen brought Vivian in and wrapped her in blankets. He went to get some hot cocoa to warm her up. But when he got back, he found her asleep. Stephen decided not to bother her, but he could barely get any sleep that night. The next morning, when he got up, he found Vivian out in the patio, sitting and watching something. Viv, I made breakfast. Then we can get going, alright? You know something? I like it here. Let's not ruin the vacation. Stephen and Vivian had their breakfast, but she was awfully quiet. Later that morning, the snow began to pour again, and the couple decided to stay back. Stephen chopped up some logs and started up the fireplace, watching Vivian every now and then. She simply sat by the window staring out into the woods. Stephen couldn't understand what happened to her last night, and why was she behaving so strange all of a sudden. Did she go out into the cold and get hypothermia and take off her clothes? Did she get brain freeze and get amnesia? The snow continued to pour all day. Sometime around 10, Vivian offered to cook and had her dinner early and went to sleep. Stephen, however, couldn't sleep at all. He was up thinking about what happened. He paced around the house, he made some coffee, he stood out in the patio for a while, and finally around midnight, he came back into bed. However, he was still wide awake. Sometime around 2 again, Stephen noticed Vivian get up and walk out. Where is she going? Stephen slowly got out of bed and followed her. Wearing just her pajamas, she walked out into the cold. Stephen watched as she walked towards the woods. He followed her, realizing she was taking the shortcut to the lake. But how could she know about this route? he had never told her. Stephen was absolutely shocked. It was freezing cold, but Vivian seemed not to react at all. Within about half an hour, they reached the lakeside. Where is she going? Vivian continued to walk to the bridge, where Stephen suddenly noticed two people. It was Jake and Selena. As Vivian was to walk up the stairs, Stephen ran to stop her. Jake, Selena, what is going on? Vivian, stop! But it was as if Vivian was in some sort of trance. As Stephen went to get hold of her, Jake pushed him back. You're not worthy to step on these stairs. Stephen stumbled back, watching Vivian take off all her clothes. As she reached the top, he suddenly saw a figure appear in front of her, waiting for her. The devil? Vivian! Vivian, no! And in an instant, Vivian vanished with him. Vivian! About 4 years ago, Stephen had come to Maine to buy an outhouse in this scenic small town. It was then that he first met Selena and Jake at their lakeside restaurant. Stephen had a casual dinner, but he was unaware that Selena had spellbound him into falling in love with her, and then, through her relationship with Jake, instigated extreme jealousy in him. Selena and Jake were worshippers of the Dark Lord, and they offered sacrifices to him by presenting him with new brides. Under Selena's spell, Stephen was prompted to take revenge on them out of his jealousy for her. And every season, without even realizing it, he searched for the perfect girl and brought her back to Greenville, where Selena and Jake charmed her. And offered her to the Dark Lord. And every time the ritual was complete, Stephen would forget and soon be off to find for them a new bride. And the circle of sacrifice would never end. Come on guys, let's go chill somewhere else. I'm fed up staying in these crowds. I want some peace. You want isolation, peace and quiet? I know the perfect place. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.